Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Oh my gosh, it is so hot out there, guys, and we are going to have in the 90s, high 90s to 100 degrees for the next 2 weeks here in Montana. It's crazy, and I'm already sweating. But I wanted to make this recipe. It's a vegetable bake, pasta vegetable bake. Pretty easy, pretty good, no meat, which we don't always need to eat meat every day. Yes, we need proteins, but we can get our proteins elsewhere. And too many proteins, if you read about it, I'm out of breath, sorry. You don't need a whole bunch of protein in your diet. You need some proteins. So, with that being said, to each their own, okay? So, this recipe, you can use whatever pasta you want. I'm gonna use this rigatoni, mezzi rigatoni. You can use the rigatoni or any other pasta, but it's better to use this one because the sauce will kind of stick to the pasta better. And then, here, let me show you my tray. Let me lift this guy up, I'm sweating as it is. Here we go. Look at all these ingredients. We've got canned tomatoes, tomato paste, a zucchini, shallot, peppers, and heavy cream, and garlic. So it takes about ½ cup of heavy cream. Your seasonings are oregano, black pepper, salt, which I'll get out of the pantry, and some thyme. And these are basil, garlic, and oregano tomatoes, which I love. And then, of course, 2 garlic cloves. I'm gonna chop all this up. And I'm using a shallot because I don't really want red onion. It calls for red onion, but I'm gonna use a shallot instead. I'm gonna just change it up. And so then I've got these sweet little peppers that I've washed, zucchini that I've washed, and yeah, so I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna get this together. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute the onion in about a tablespoon of olive oil, get the onions softened up, and then we add the peppers, the garlic, and the zucchini. Oh, and this also takes, some baby spinach, which is in the fridge. I didn't take it out yet, because that goes in last. So I'm gonna get this going, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get it all in the pan, okay? Oh, one last thing. When you boil your pasta, don't forget to put a little bit of salt in your water. Not too much salt, but enough salt. We don't want the pasta to taste like salt. We just want that salt. And my mind's kind of fried today, I think, guys. I'm back, yeah, for about 2 seconds. It also takes cheese. That's for the top. So you got mild cheddar that I'm going to grate my own, and mozzarella, which I'll grate also. I don't like the bag grated cheese. So, and that'll go on top. Hi guys, I'm back. Can you see? This is the onion and garlic, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. I want to cook that a little bit. Let's turn the pasta down just a little bit. I want this to cook a little bit. And now we're going to add our peppers. It's fine. Peppers. And our zucchini. And put everything over here. And now we're going to season. We're going to add some thyme. Actually, it's 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. So if you can eyeball 1/4 teaspoon, you're amazing. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. And stir all this together. Get that tomato paste going there. Want these to cook down just a little bit, and then I'll be back with the rest. Okay, here we go again. We've got 1 can of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. You could probably use fresh tomatoes if you like, but you want them seasoned. So you could always just chop them in and then add your seasoning to your tomatoes. And now we need, I think it's a half a cup of cream. Yes, just checking the recipe. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Let me sugar. There we go. There we go. In goes the cream. In goes this to the dish. Sink. The sink. Now we're gonna let this come to a boil. Well, we're gonna let it come to a simmer. And once the pasta's cooked, we're gonna put all this together. Okay, I just added the spinach in here, and you know it says for 3 cups, it calls for 3 cups of spinach. This is, I don't know. I didn't measure 3 cups. I'm doing it as much as I want. I love spinach. And spinach cooks down real quick. And this sauce is getting nice and thick. It smells delicious. Okay, guys? So you add the spinach at the last, let it cook down, and then the pasta's still cooking. It's almost done. Not quite al dente yet. And I'll take it out, and I'm going to put all this together. And I have a 1/2 brick of 8-ounce cheese of mozzarella and mild cheddar that I just grated. And we're going to put this together, put that on top, and stick it in the oven at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, we got the pasta in the baking dish. It's all cooked, and now we're going to add this yumminess. This sauce is so nice and thick. It smells absolutely delicious. And we're just going to mix all this together. This is going to be good. This is an easy recipe, and you can do whatever you want. You can add things to it, add more veggies if you want. That's all up to you. Make it your own. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use a spoon to mix it all together. This is going to be so good. Oh, it smells amazing. And that sauce really thickened up with the cream, the garlic, onion, yumminess. I'll make sure everything's covered. Should it be floating in sauce? No. I actually watched them make it, and it's not floating in sauce. It has sauce, but it's not floating. You just want to make sure all your pasta's getting that on. Okay, so let's get the cheese. Mild cheddar, mozzarella, just put it all on top. And hey, we can never have too much cheese. And then, like I said, you put this in the oven at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes. You can top it off on the end with the broiler to get the cheese nice and crispy. And once that's done, we're gonna come back and plate it up. Okay guys, here it is, out of the oven, and it's like really hot. So I'm gonna let it sit for a while. Now, you can't tell me this does not look delicious, because it does. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm gonna dish it up. Okay, I am going to plate this up. It has sat long enough. I'm gonna make a little mess here. It smells delicious, and it looks delicious. All this lovely gooey cheese in here. Like I said, quick, easy dinner for Sunday night dinner. And it is meatless, but if you want to add meat, guys, you can. That's not a problem. So bon appetit. And don't forget to check out my website. We got some new merch on there. And my cookbook. Well, my little book. 30-minute healthy meals for busy moms on Amazon.